him off in turn 4. Terry Wantland looks him over. Green on the speedway. Here we go. Side by side. Here comes Steve Dibbin on the inside, the 69. Battling with Donnie Brown. Dibbin with a good run off of 2. He'll pull alongside Brown as they go into turn 3. Dibbin to the inside. Brown on the high side. We come around for lap number 1. Donnie Brown out front. Steve Dibbin sits in that second spot. As we come around for lap number 2. Down the back straightaway, Donnie Brown. Out front. He'll lead the field into turn 3. Steve Dibbin, the 69, sits in that second spot with the 9 of Don Mars running third. Then Jen Baker. Fourth with Dave Powell, your top 5. Five laps down out front, the 26 of Donnie Brown. Then the 69 of Steve Dibbin with the 9 of Don Mars. Down the back straightaway they go. Brown with a straightaway lead over the field early on. As we close in on the halfway point. Cross flags from Terry Wantland. And Brown looking strong here tonight. Brown looking for his first feature win here in the 2015 season. And problems for the 15 of Nick Drew. Drew slows on the back straightaway. Let's see if he can get the 15 off to the pit area. And he will. So we'll stay green on the speedway. 7 laps down. And Donnie Brown in command right now. Donnie Brown brings him off at turn number 4. Out front, lap number 9. 3 laps to go. Battle shaping up for second on the speedway. The 9 of Don Mars right behind the 69 of Steve Dibbin. And now Mars makes a bid to the inside for that second spot. He'll push up, have to get out of the gas. Dibbin will hold on to it. 10 laps down, 2 to go. And now Brown brings him off at turn number 4. White flag waves. He'll look for his first feature win. One more lap and he'll have it done. Now Don Mars to the inside of Dibbin trying to take that second spot away as he comes down the front straightaway. Not going to make the pass.
He'll go half a lap.
Off at turn number 4. Here we go. Checkers wave. Donnie Brown picks up the win. And the rest of the field comes off for turn number 4. Second will go to the 69 of Steve Dibbin. Don Mars comes home in that third spot. Car from Lancaster, Kansas, Donnie Brown picking up tonight's Grand National A-Main. So that'll put the first of our 5 features in the books, with Donnie Brown picking up tonight's Grand National AMA. And he stands down there in the McCarthy Auto Group winner's circle. Lights out, Brett Heater. Gary Donaldson bringing him off at turn number 4. We're green on the speedway. Heater leads him down into turn 1. And we come around for lap number 1. Out front, the 05 of Heater. Heater out front down the back straightaway. Gary Donaldson sits in that second spot. Kevin Anderson, the 417, runs third, and it's the 8 of Dean Hensler. Nate Barnes, the 29, runs 5th. We come around 2 laps in the books this time by Heater showing the way. Three laps down, Heater continues to lead with the 28 of Gary Donaldson. In second, Kevin Anderson right on the rear bumper. Now Anderson grazes the wall. Here comes the 8 of Hensler. Hensler loses grip. He'll go around over in turn number 2.
Yellow, guys. Yellow, turn.
Everybody does a good job missing the 8 of Hensler as we are yellow on the speedway. Green on the speedway. Heater brings him down the front straightaway one more time.
What's wrong with the 97?
Kevin Anderson, the 417, gets around Gary Donaldson. Donaldson not laying down. Here he comes. He'll try to get that second spot back away from Anderson. Not going to do it. As the field starts to spread out here. Brett Heater showing the way, but Kevin Anderson all over the rear bumper of the 05. They go down into turn 1. Heater, Anderson, Gary Donaldson, Nate Barnes, your top 4. Gene Stiegel has the 20 in the 5th spot. And look out, Hensler one more time bringing out the caution. So we will now go single file starts. Brett Heater will bring him around. Terry Wanna looks him over. We look for the green flag. Green on the speedway. Here we go. Heater down into turn 1. Right behind him, the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Nate Barnes takes the 29 to the bottom. Trying to get around the 28 of Donaldson. He'll pull alongside as they go into turn 3. Barnes looking for that 3rd spot. Out front, the 05 of Heater will come around. It's lap number 6. Seven laps down, just past the halfway point. Brett Heater out front. Now Anderson took a look to the inside, thought better, backed in behind Heater as they go down the back straightaway. Eight laps down, 2-car breakaway now. It's Heater. Then the 417 of Anderson. Nate Barnes still working on the low side of the 28 of Donaldson. Barnes trying to wrestle that 3rd spot away, and he does get it done going down the back straightaway. So move the 29 up into 3rd. Lap number 9 this time by 6 to go. And now Heater starts to put distance between him and Anderson. Barnes moves back to the high side, and he'll start to pull away from Donaldson as they go down the back straightaway. Ten laps down, 5 more to go here in tonight's USRA Stock Car A main. And Anderson looks like the handling starting to go away on the 417. He bobbled there in turn number 1. Now your leaders start to close in on lap traffic. And Anderson gets through turns 1 and 2 much better that time. And now Heater. Heater will have to work his way around lap traffic. Anderson trying to close the distance. 12 laps down, 3 to go. And Heater gets around the 47 of Paul Carter. And Anderson closes the distance. Not able to make the pass as Heater gets the momentum off the high side. And he'll lead down the back straightaway into turn 3. "13 laps down, and your leader's closing in on lap traffic. And Anderson right there behind Heater, just waiting for the mistake. Heater's not going to make it, but now he's got to get around the one of Chris Smith. Smith in front of the leaders. We come around, white flag waves this time by. Heater now goes low. Anderson right there on the rear bumper. Heater will slide all the way to the top of the speedway, and he'll able to keep the lead as they close in on the 3D of Jason Ryan. They'll come off of turn 4. Checkered flag waves. Off of 4. Brett Heater drives him down the front straightaway. He'll pick up tonight's win. Look out! Contact down the front straightaway. Anderson gets into the lap car of Jason Ryan. Nice job of the 27 or 3D. Fans, your winner tonight, the USRA Stock Car A main, the 05 of Brett Heater. So Brett Heater standing there in the McCarthy Auto Group winner's circle. He'll pick up tonight's hardware for the USRA Stock Car A main. Flag as we come off at turn number 4. Eddie Schwab, Chase Galvin, bring him down the front straightaway. Look out, Galvin into the wall as they went into turn 1. We'll stay green, everybody stays moving. And Andy Bryant puts it to the point early on. Give lap number 1 to the 28 of Bryant, but Eddie Schwab right there with him. Then it's the 49 of Patrick Royalty holding down that 3rd spot.
You got those little, yeah, I did. Not.
Bryant out front. Look out, we're squeezing them down the front straightaway. Schwab to the inside. He'll look for the lead. Bryant pulls along high side. Side-by-side battle off of turn number 4. They come down the front straightaway. Eddie Schwab will lead a lap. Coming around down the front straightaway, Eddie Schwab, side by side, Andy Bryant. He says, I'm going to lead that lap. Now Bryant ducks down and takes Schwab's line away. the Fort Scott, Kansas driver. Out front, the 28, the St. Joe, Missouri driver, running second. Further back in the field, Shad Turner starting to make his move through the field. Coming around lap number 5, Andy Bryant out front. Eddie Schwolf right there with him. Good run for the 49 of Patrick Royalty. Royalty running in the top 3 as we come around down the back straightaway for lap number 5. Cole Stevens right behind him, and now Tim Shields cracks the top 5. Out front, Andy Bryant. Eddie Schwolf right there with him, and now Cole Stevens starts to make a move. Stevens gets around the 49 of Patrick Royalty, then the 42 of Tim Shields, and Randall Schiffelbein Jr. looking to get cracked the top 5. He's to the inside of Tim Shields. Just past the halfway point, 2-car breakaway. Andy Bryant up front. Eddie Schwolf running second. 2 distinct lines. Bryant likes the high side. Schwolf goes to the inside. Coming around for lap number 9. Andy Bryant out front. Eddie Schwolf runs in that second spot. Then it's Colton Stevens, Randall Schiffelbein Jr., and Tim Shields, your top 5. And Shad Turner has worked his way up to that 6th spot in the 17. From deep in the field, and problems for Dustin Gilbert. He'll take the 2 to the infield. 10 laps down, Andy Bryant out front, Eddie Schwolf right there with him, and problems. The 11th junior, Randall Schiffelbein, slides to the infield. Laps down, 4 remaining. Out front, the 28. Andy Bryant starting to put distance between him and the 91 of Eddie Schwolf. Then it's Cole Stevens, Tim Shields, and Shad Turner, your top 5. And now Doug Keller starting to march. Keller on the outside looking in the top 5. He's in that 6th position. But Andy Bryant on cruise. Bryant checking out. He's starting to pull away from the 91 of Eddie Schwolf. Your leaders start to close in on lap traffic. Justin Seifert and Scott Henney just in front of your leaders as we come around lap 13, 2 to go. White flag will wave for Andy Bryant. Off at turn number 4. He sees the white flag, he sees lap traffic, and he knows Schwolf's right behind him. Bryant will duck to the inside. He'll try to clear the 21 of Seifert. Seifert with the momentum will stay in front of your leader. And now Schwolf closes the distance. They go into turn 3. Bryant trying to pick his way through the field, and Miller bobbles in front of your leader. Here comes Schwolf off at turn 4. At the line, Eddie Schwolf picks up the win. What a race, fans. Eddie Schwolf played lap traffic just right. Come off at turn number 4. He gets around the 28 of Andy Bryant, and Schwolf picks up the win. The car race fans, big round of applause for Eddie Schwolf as he picks up your USRA B Modified A-Main. And one more time, race fans, big round of applause for your USRA B-Mod winner, Eddie Schwope. Off at turn number 4, we look for the green flag. This time green. Better start. Field stayed side by side. Robbie Reed leads him down to the inside of turn 1. He'll lead him off of 1. Fuqua, the 87, will settle into second. Terry Schultz, the 90. And now Fuqua battles Reed for the top side.
Oh, yeah.
Look out. Tim Carrick in the 1K. Robbie Reed the 5. We're green on the speedway. Here we go. Out front, Fuqua brings him around. Tim Carrick right there on the bumper of the 87 as they come down the front straightaway. Tad Davis working his way up through the field. And now Carrick looks for the lead as they come off at turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Fuqua holds on to the lead. Gary Davis starting to move his way through the field. Four laps in the books and Fuqua out front. Oh, looks like a little smoke off the 68 of Gary Davis. Looks like something rubbing on the left rear tire. He's battling with the 75 of Tad Davis. Fuqua out front. The 1K of Tim Carrick. Terry Schultz in the 90. And the 5 of Robbie Reed battling for that 5th spot. As the field starts to spread out, Schultz gets around Reed for that 5th spot. As your field starts to work its way around for lap number 7, 25 laps coming at us here. Lap traffic just in front of your leaders here on lap number 7. They go down the back straightaway. It's Fuqua out front. The 1 of Tim Carrick sits second. Good battle for 4th on the speedway. 90 of Terry Schultz, the 75 of Tad Davis. And now your leaders have closed in on lap traffic. Fuqua looking for a way around the 84 of Tony Maselli. And he'll clear the 84 as they go down into turn 1. 9 laps down. Still a lot of laps remaining here in tonight's A-Main.
I don't know which 5 is which. Your first 5 is 5, your second.
Now Gary Davis starting to close in on the 1 of Tim Carrick as your leaders trying to work their way through lap traffic. Max Grogan just in front of your leaders. They go down into turn 1. And Carrick right on the rear bumper now. Fuqua down where they go. Carrick with a good run off at 2. He'll pull along the 87. They go into turn 3. Your new leader now, Fuqua up and under. Here we go down the front straightaway to the halfway mark. Carrick will lead lap number 12. And now Kerry Davis pulled alongside Fuqua for a minute. And now 66 of Max Grogan slows over on turn number 2. Let's see if he can get off the speedway. And indeed, Grogan takes the 66 off the speedway. And more lap traffic in front of your leaders. They go down the back straightaway. 13 laps in the books. And Carrick starting to put distance between him and Fuqua now. Fuqua trying to catch up with him as they get into lap traffic. See if he can use a pick play. As you got lap traffic racing with the leaders. And now Fuqua pulls up along the rear bumper of Carrick. And the 01 of Kirby Steen slows right in front of your leaders off at 2. They go down the back straightaway. Everybody avoids the 01. And Kirby Steens will pull his car to the pit area. Action all over the speedway as our leaders have got into lap traffic. But out front is the McCarthy Auto Group 1K of Tim Carrick. Right behind him, Darren Fuqua. Fuqua closes the distance between him and Carrick as they come off of turn 4. And now, your leaders closing in on lap traffic once again. Down into turn 1 they go. 19 laps down. You've got 6 laps to go. And Fuqua throws it on the high side. He'll go on the high side of lap traffic. Not able to get around Carrick as they come off of turn 4. Down the back straightaway they go, nose to tail. Carrick leads. Fuqua, the 87, right behind him. Then it's Kerry Davis sitting in that 3rd spot. Terry Schultz has the 90 up into 4th as we've got 4 laps to go this time by. Down the back straightaway they go, working their way through lap traffic. Carrick out front, Fuqua right there with him, and then Kerry Davis sits in that 3rd spot. They got 2 to go this time by. And Fuqua right on the rear bumper of the 1K. Down the back straightaway they go into turn 3. They'll see the white flag off of turn 4 this time around. White flag skyward. Tim Carrick out front. Fuqua's got 1 lap to get it done, or is Tim Carrick going to pick up the win? Here they go down the back straightaway, nose to tail, and lap traffic slides up and towards Tim Carrick. Carrick gets around the 85 of Tony's. And here we go. Down the front straightaway, checkers fly. Tim Carrick picks up the win. Darren Fuqua comes home 2nd. Kerry Davis, the 68, will get 3rd. Terry Schultz brings the 90 home 4th, and Tad Davis your top 5. And there he is out of the car, race fans. Your feature winner tonight in the USRA Modified A Main, Tim Carrick. And that wraps up another great night of racing here at Lakeside Speedway, race fans. Tim Carrick capping off our fifth feature tonight as he picks up the win in the USRA Modifieds. Don't forget, coming up next Friday night, race fans, we have the B-Mod Special, $1,500 to win for the USRA B-Mods next Friday night. And if you head to the pit area, everybody please be careful. We'll be open for 1 hour after this final feature event.